Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So who is, so we wanted to seek the blessing of Radha Madhav, Radha Damodar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, the Singhadev, Gonitai Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So the Damodar month is upon us, and it's already been quite a few days, 6 days, I think, or 5 days at least. So who is Damodar? This refers to, and is another name for Lord Krishna, who is described as a supreme personality of Godhead. So, on what basis is Krishna regarded as the supreme? Why do we say that he is the supreme? Well, there are three main sources of authorized knowledge. One, our guru, spiritual master, sadhu, devotees, shastras, holy books. Based on these three sources of knowledge are some of the basis why Krishna is regarded to be the supreme personality of Godhead. The supreme law, the Lord's supremacy is mentioned in the review scriptures. Krishna is in charge of the devatas. So these are different things which are described from these sources of knowledge. Krishna describes his position as a supreme in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna's divinity is demonstrated by lifting Govardhan, so many pastimes he performed. The Lord's qualities are enumerated. The Lord's description is provided. There's a lot of detail. The Lord's history dating back to billions of years is described in the scriptures. Not just billions, trillions. The Supreme has been seen. The Lord's address in the spiritual world is known. So let's go through those one by one. The Lord's supremacy is mentioned in the review scriptures. Okay. The Vedic scriptures are the only scriptures that have existed since the beginning of time and written by the literary incarnation of God called Vyasadeva, and thus are regarded eternal and the absolute truth. Lord Brahma, who is the first created living being and is also the head of the Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, states in his Brahma Samhita, which is written after he received audience with the Supreme Lord. So this is the first verse of the 5th chapter. And the Sanskrit is Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Nadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is known as Govinda. He is a supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Jami. He writes that in many of the verses. The last line, beautiful, which translates as, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor. After describing various incarnations of the Lord, such as Ram, Balaram, Vaman, Nrsimha, Vishnu, Sukadev Goswami states in this Bhagavatam, all of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or of the either plenary portions of the plenary portion of the Lord. Actually, that should be a or. So they are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So this is 1st Canto, 3rd chapter, 28th verse. And I love this chart here. It describes the family tree of the Lord, his own family tree. Original Krishna, from him expands Balaram, from whom comes the first quadruple in Chaturvyu. And then we have Lord Narayan from Shankarasan. Then we have the second set of 4 incarnations. And from this Shankarasan comes the 3 Vishnus: Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So we can see Krishna is regarded as the original supreme. And Vishnu is simply an incarnation of an incarnation of an incarnation of an incarnation of Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, which translates as Lord Krishna is the supreme original personality of Godhead. So this is all from the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami. He is the source of all incarnations. Avatari. He is Amsi, the origin of all Amsas. Amsa is like a part and parcel or expansion. So then there's Lord Shiva. He explains in the Gita Mahatmya, only one God, Krishna, the son of Devaki. This is amazing. In the Padma Purana, so this is in the Puranas, it states, by scrutinizingly reviewing all of the revealed scriptures and judging them again and again, it is now concluded that Lord Narayan is supreme absolute truth. He alone should be worshipped. So who is this Narayan? As we've seen before, he is an incarnation of an incarnation of an incarnation of Krishna. In the Skanda Purana, it states, in the material world, which is full of darkness and dangers, combined with birth and death and full of different anxieties, the only way to get out of the great entanglement is to accept loving transcendental devotional service to Lord Vasudeva. The position of Krishna as God is confirmed by great personalities like Narad, Ashita, Devala, Prasara, Brahma, and Shiva. So this is from the Bhagavad Gita. That's Arjun speaking. This form is not dependent on others. Krishna is as the cowboy in Vrindavan is Swayam Rup. Swayam, this Swayam Rup never leaves Golok as he is always enjoying the highest ecstasy of Madhurya Ras there. So that's the first point. Second point, Krishna is in charge of the demigods. So where's the evidence for all this? It is because of my supremacy that the wind blows. Out of fear of me, the sun shines. The sun shines out of fear of me. And the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends forth showers out of fear of me. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. Bhagavatam 3:25-42. Lord Krishna confirms in, again, Bhagavatam 10:14-11. What am I? A small creature, measuring 7 spans of my own hand. I am enclosed in a pot-like universe composed of material nature, the total material energy, false ego, ether, air, water, and earth. And what is your glory? Unlimited universes pass through the pores of your body, just as particles of dust pass through the opening of a screen window. So this is confirmation of how Vishnu creates all these different universes. He simply breathes out, and from the pores of his skin come out all these universes. It's a very nice verse by Brahma. Lord Shiva confirms in Bhagavatam again, 4:24-42. My dear Lord, you are the topmost of all bestowers of all benediction, the oldest and the supreme enjoyer amongst all enjoyers. You are the master of all the world's metaphysical philosophy, for you are the supreme cause of all causes, Lord Krishna. You are the greatest of all religious principles, the supreme mind. You have a brain which is never checked by any condition. Therefore, I repeatedly offer my obeisances unto you. Lord Indra confirms in the Bhagavatam, again, 10:27-10. So Bhagavatam is really powerful scripture. Obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Great Soul, who are all-pervading and residing in the hearts of all. My obeisances unto you, Krishna, the chief of the Yadu dynasty. Yamraj, He said, my dear servants, you have accepted me as a supreme. So he's talking to his servants, the Yamadutas. But factually, I am not. Above me and above all the other demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestations of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, who are in charge of the creation, maintenance, annihilation of this universe. He is like the two threads that form the length and breadth of a woven cloth. The entire world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope in its nose. That's a really good example. Ganesh is also confirmed not to be the Supreme Lord in the Brahma Samhita 550. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda. This is Brahma speaking, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesh upon the pair of tumuli protruding from his elephant head in order to obtain power for his function of destroying all the obstacles on the path of progress of the three worlds. So that's, he's in charge of the demigods. There's a lot more than that. Even in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma explains so many other. He talks about the sun god, how he's subservient to Krishna. Talks about Durga, who is the gatehouse, the prison gatehouse keeper of this world. So many other devatas. Okay, next one. Krishna describes his position as supreme in the Bhagavad Gita. Supreme Father, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and I am the seed-giving Father. 14.4. He also says in the 9th chapter, I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. He is the supreme creator, the origin of all. The whole cosmic order is under me. By my will, it is manifested again and again. By my will, it will be annihilated at the end. He's in charge of everything, the beginning, middle, and end. Furthermore, O Arjun, I am the seed, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. 10.8. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain I am both the origin and the dissolution. He's also the supreme controller. As he explains, I give heat, I withhold and send forth the rain. 9.19. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. 10.42. He's the supreme maintainer. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of the whole world, comes from me. The splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire also come from me. 15.12. I enter into each planet by my energy, their orbit in Earth. 15.13. The material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. 9.10. So he's really establishing his position as the maintainer. He's the one who keeps us going. He's omnipresent, which means he's everywhere. And in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, I am the super solar Arjun, seated in the hearts of all living beings, entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. He's omnipotent, greatest. There's no truth beyond me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. He's omniscient. Krishna knows the past, present, and the future. Oh, Arjun, I know everything that has come in the past, all that is happening in the present, all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities. And then he also explains in fifth verse of fourth chapter. Many, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. And there's only one God. Those who are devotees of other gods and worship them with faith actually worship only me, because he's the Supreme Lord. O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. So that's a really interesting how Krishna's divinity is established within the Gita. And it's demonstrated. Anyone can claim to be God, but who can actually prove it to protect innocent people from impostors? Arjuna asked Krishna to prove his divinity. Lord Krishna granted Arjuna divine vision, revealed his spectacular unlimited forms as the cosmic universe. That's the universal form, the Virat Roop. Thus, Vaishnavas argue that he conclusively established his divinity. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. That's really powerful, what he showed Arjuna. And the universal form is only a partial element of the Supreme Lord. In each incarnation, Lord Krishna proved he's God, details of which can be found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here we focus on his incarnation 5,000 years ago. Krishna performed miracles that no other can perform. When he was 7, he lifted a mountain 26 miles in Parimita and held it with his own one hand for 7 days. In fact, on his one finger, as witnessed by thousands of people standing under the mountain. He expanded his body into 16,108 forms, which means duplicated himself 16,108 times in identical bodies, who simultaneously could do any activity they wanted. Lord Krishna transformed himself into others when Brahma kidnapped the cowherd boys and calves. Krishna expanded himself into each and every cowherd boy and calf. He also showed in his mouth the universal form, the whole universe, to Yashoda. He killed all the wicked kings who were tormenting and harassing the public. People were saved in this very life. Didn't have to wait for the day of judgment. This is the universal form. Or the Yashoda looking into his mouth. When Draupadi was being disrobed in the court of kings, she called out to Krishna for help, and he supplied her with unlimited sari, and thus she could not be disrobed. Many atheists tried to kill Lord Krishna, but he very easily defeated them all and also gave them liberation. Krishna is most merciful. He gives liberation even to those who try to kill him. Even those who try to insult him. Shishupal insulted him 100 times, but he didn't take those as 100 insults. He took them as 100 compliments. And then he liberated Shishupal. Lord Krishna brought back to life many dead people, including the 6 children of Devaki. Also, his Guru Mata's son he rescued from Yamraj. Yes, Baba. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's quite interesting today. I have forgotten about when you said Lord Sisupal. Uh, what did you say? Sisupal was.
Shishupal, yeah, he was insulting Krishna.
Yeah. So what was the insult?
Oh, he was saying, "Oh, you're only a cowherd boy. You're a playboy.
And who was the Sisupal?
You don't belong to any Varna. You're all over the place."
But I
Sometimes.
can't remember who was the Sisupal.
Oh, Shishupal was the cousin of Krishna. Shishupal was the son of I've forgotten the names now. It's I think it was Nanda Baba or maybe Vasudev's sister. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So, Sisupal was the cousin brother of Krishna,
Yeah.
and he just said that you are not a god, or just like that. He was insulting too much. Okay, I got that. I mean, it's very interesting today's. I mean, you are whatever you are saying, everything is in Gita, and
Yeah. A lot
everything
of it
what
is.
Lord Krishna was all his good abilities you are reading, which is very interesting. Anyway, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, carry on.
Thank you. Lord Krishna cured diseased people, including transforming a hunchback woman into a most beautiful woman in return for offering sandalwood pearl to the body, to the Lord. So that's the fourth one. The fifth, Krishna's qualities are enumerated. Lord Krishna has 64 qualities, which are all described in the Vedic scriptures. In contrast, Vishnu has 60, Shiva is 55, Brahma is 50. Actually, his qualities are unlimited, but 64 have been identified. Bhagwan is full of six opulences: beauty, fame, strength, knowledge, renunciation, wealth. Chanting 1,000 names of Vishnu are equal to chanting one name of Ram. Chanting 3 names of Ram is equal to chanting one name of Krishna. So if we just say Krishna, that's like chanting 3,000 names of Vishnu. What does he look like? So Krishna's description is provided. How can you believe in someone without actually seeing them or knowing what they look like? Krishna has a form which has been described in detail in the Brahma Samhita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and many Vedic scriptures. His form is just like a human being, but actually we are like him. Even the Christian Bible states that man is made in the image of God. This means God is a person with 2 hands, 2 legs. Humans are made in his image. His complexion is dark blue, blackish blue, like that of a rain-filled cloud. His eyes are like lotus petals. He is ever youthful. He likes to play the flute. He wears a peacock feather in his crown. He wears the kastuba jewel around his neck. He wears yellow garments. So these are descriptions given in the Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita. He's got broad shoulders and chest, deep navel point, curly hair reaching his shoulders, magnificent smile, wearing it always comes, will come. He always wears it no matter what. He is full of bliss, and his beauty excels that of thousands of cupids. Black eyes, he's got black lotus-like eyes. Heavy, deep voice, sharp features, exquisite features. Number 7, the Lord's history dates back billions of years as described in the scriptures. Further details on the pastime of Krishna in each of his incarnations can be found in the Bhagavatam. The Vedic scriptures contain the history of Krishna dating back billions of years. For example, describes Matsya avatar, Mach, much is the fish incarnation, which came towards the end of Satyayug, which is like a long time back. The Lord has been seen. Number 8. He is incarnated many times in the cycle of creation. In each incarnation, millions see him. Krishna appeared himself 5,000 years ago. Archaeologists have found the city where he lived in Dwarka, as described in the Vedic scriptures. NASA has taken satellite pictures of the bridge between India and Sri Lanka that Lord Krishna built in his Ram incarnation some 1.7 million years ago. Lord's address in the spiritual world is known. The Srimad Bhagavatam gives the address of Lord Krishna as the topmost planet shaped like a lotus called Golok Vrindavan in the spiritual sky. So this is a little idea. This is Golok. And Golok is actually bigger than everything put together. Everything put together. But in this picture, you can't actually show it like that. And then we have Vaikuntha, we have Ayodhya, Vaikuntha, we have the Brahmajyoti, we have Lord Shiva's abode, and then we have where we live, the material world. All right. Oh my goodness, I gotta go. Any questions? Any comments?
It's
Oh,
very interesting
yes.
today.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
sir.
it just freshen up the whole
Yeah.
of the Bhagavad.
Yes, it reminds us. Yes,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Stop. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Lord Damodar ki jai. Kartik Maas ki